Anti-Afro Svengalis, the first thing I want to do is send a grand thank you. You all are hanging in there effortlessly when it comes to being on the JOB, being sharp, being true, authentic supporters of what we have going on here. Remember, it's quality, not quantity. And however you want to communicate with us is fine. That is up to you. We appreciate all the information that you're giving us. We appreciate your support. We appreciate your diligence and your resources and seeing the situations, plural, for what they are. Now, one of the situations being seen for what it is this very desperate need for some folks in these YouTube streets to rehab their already trash ass reputations and character. There are some things that just simply can't be done. If you're underbelly, you're just underbelly. If you never had the intention to live a decent life, if you don't have that intention, you just don't. But there's also a lot of shame associated with it when people start pointing it out. So what do these subjects do? They always try to turn it around on someone else and pull other people into situations that are not involved with. We saw it with this whole situation with NPW being clean cold busted. This T-Pre being clean cold busted, kept bringing up my name, kept bringing up Gerald's name, bringing up all these extraneous issues. We didn't tell you to do the things that you did. We didn't tell you to be a fraud. We didn't tell you to lie. You got cold busted because you're liars and you're frauds and you try to be something that you're not. That has nothing to do with me. So what are we doing now, people? I have to make sure people out there are given some assurances or reassurances about your medical records and the protections that you have. There is only one situation that I am aware of where somebody was threatened in advance about what they were going to do with their medical records, and there was follow through on that. There was an investigation. I don't have to come here and rehash and explain a damn thing to anybody. I don't owe any demons any explanations about anything I ever said about that situation. These people know what they did. They know what they did. So now you have other folks here whose reputations were destroyed, whose reputations were exposed, whose character was exposed for what it really is, trying their hardest to rehab what can't be rehabilitated. So, voila, they want to throw me, they want to throw Gerald, they want to mention AFW. Please, people, listen. If you ever have any concerns about anyone accessing your medical records, and when I say medical records, it does include, if you have such treatment, mental health records, because it's integrated. Even if you're getting services from another facility, those records 98% of the time are integrated with your main medical record. If you have any concerns that someone has unauthorized access to your records, let your healthcare provider know so they can launch an investigation. Give them my name. Trust you me. If I accessed your medical records, they're going to find out about it. If anyone accessed your medical records who doesn't have the legal authority to do so, there is hell to pay in more ways than one. Take a look at this case on the screen, and I put a couple of article links to the bottom. This person illegally accessed records of celebrities, and it doesn't matter if you're a celebrity or not, you have the same rights, and sold the information to the National Enquirer. She was prosecuted in federal court and died before they could actually sentence her. But apparently she had used or found her supervisor's password, because they said, and I'm not calling her low level, they said she was low level administration. And obviously you wouldn't have access. You maybe have access to names, but you wouldn't have access to any medical record detail. Apparently she got a hold of her supervisor's password. Supervisor was not prosecuted. Didn't read the actual federal case. I just read the articles. Let's say, for example, the supervisor had the password on the bottom of the keyboard. She wouldn't be fired for that. The person should not have looked if that's where she got the password from. She used her supervisor's password and got all in the system. all in the system. And yes, some levels of administration would have access to records for auditing. And there's all different types of categories of access. But obviously, it was discovered that she was the one who actually accessed the records, and they found deposits in her account. Actually, it was her husband's account that they found deposits. And she was prosecuted. So it's serious, people. This is no joke. This goes back to 2008, and I think it was important to take it back that far because HIPAA went into effect in 1996. These laws are very stringent. They have been overhauled throughout the years. The client, patient, individual with the medical record, privacy, has every right to pursue to the ends of the earth who is accessing their records and to demand an investigation into every single person who you believe has unauthorized access to your records. Don't let people play around with your emotions by dangling this in your face for content. I think it's cruel. I think it's abusive. And it's frankly something that shouldn't be done. If people are that hard up for content, I mean, come on. Should you even be on YouTube? Yeah, YouTube allows just about everything that we've seen these days. Unfortunately, there are people here in these YouTube streets who are just about drama. And I think that's frankly cruel to taunt people that somebody could have access to your records. Ignore that. If you have a concern, go to the source who can tell you exactly who accessed your records. There is no way that anybody here would know that unless they were wrapped up in some malfeasance themselves. So clear the deck as to the mystery. Don't allow people to use you for content. Don't allow them to yank your chain by getting upset. There's no reason to be upset. You can find out yourself directly. You can even call on the phone and give your treatment provider the who, what, why, when, where, and hows as to your belief that somebody possibly accessed your records. I don't have any concern. This is a Catherine Brown thing again. People trying to lay shit on me that has nothing to do with me. They're trying to rehab their trash ass reputation and their piss poor character. It's going to fall flat. You're not going to get anywhere. If you really thought you had a shot at getting me prosecuted in federal court, trust you me, you jump at the chance. Dumpsy, the Medicare defrauder, would jump at the chance. You report me yesterday. But even if you do report me, I'm not even going to know about it because there's nothing there to see. But don't let that dissuade those who are truly concerned, who are serious about people potentially accessing their records who are not authorized to do so. Look at Dumpsy. He gave everybody access to his clients' medical, mental health situation by speaking their names right here on YouTube. 2 different clients' names. He came onto the international airwaves and stated first and last name. And why is that? Because he doesn't know how to keep a separation between professional world and the non-professional world. It's continuously clashing, and that is to his detriment. What Dumpsy's trying to do is trying to catch up me and Gerald to his malfeasance and his financial fraud. We're never going to be financial frauds. We're never going to engage in the type of malfeasance that Dumpsy has been clean, cold busted engaging in. He has a permanent strike on his record. Now, I keep saying I said strike. It means 3 strikes and you're out. No, you have a mark on your permanent record. You know that what the hell I mean. And you have a formal warning. You have a formal warning as it pertains to me. So you are a liar that what you do on YouTube has no impact on your professional life or your license. It absolutely does. And there are other things that Dumpsy has done that people are frankly fed up with. It has nothing to do with me. And if it did, who gives a hoot? I didn't report him the second time, not yet. But he's continuing to do things that the letter, his warning letter specifically told him not to. So he would be the one that would have to be answering. Save your breath trying to lay a guilt trip on me. I don't give a shit what anybody says about what I do with my rights. My rights are not going to be your content. While people try to hold us hostage and say, Oh, you shouldn't be reporting to the cops. I'll report to the cops if I want to. I'll report every single freaking day. And I'll tell you another damn thing. When I go to Memphis, Tennessee to visit my uncle and my cousins and my auntie, I'm going to call the Memphis Police Department if people mess with me. I don't give a damn what's going on. I am calling the cops. As a matter of fact, my aunt did have to call the cops because they were home invaded, okay? Thankfully, the piece of shit got 225 years in prison. He was the ringleader of these home invasions. And guess what? All the other people who called the cops, the Memphis PD, were black. You are not guilty. I don't give a shit who you are. I don't care what you say. You can complain up from sun up to sundown. I'll call the cops when I go to Los Angeles. I'll call the LAPD. I don't give a shit. I'm going to call the police if you commit a crime upon me, if you violate my rights, if you threaten me. That is what I'm going to do. And I will file complaints with boards and regulating entities when you violate my rights. You're not going to hold me in a cage while you threaten me and harass me and try to tell me I can't exercise my rights. I'm not an Umarian. I'm not going to sit up there and listen to Umar Johnson tell us what pieces of shit we are and dig in my pocket and pay him the money and say, yeah, that's right, Umar Johnson, just whatever you say. And these other freaks out here who are shaming and harassing black folks and digging in their pockets at the same time. You can go ahead and play that game if you want. I'm not involved. I will never be involved. I'm going to do what's in my best interest. I'm not sacrificing a single solitary constitutional or civil right for any freaking demon. I put that to practice. I don't have to come on here and fake people out and make up stories and drive all these conspiracy theories about this person did it. No, if you're doing something to me, I'm going to take care of it. I don't need permission from anybody to do that. And I'm not asking for permission. And I want to also say this. This has to be stated. The vast majority of people in these YouTube streets, specifically, I'll talk about the Umar Johnson sector, associated, related, or nearby blocks and streets, don't engage in behavior that requires them to be reported to law enforcement or to a regulating board. There are very few situations, and it's a damn shame and a very serious indicator of the sign of the times. Most of the people who are acting the serious ass rank fool are females. You figure that one out. And I am not going to have anybody tell me, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. Oh, that's a woman. No, you're up here threatening to hit people in the head with bricks, bust people's knees, blow their heads off, shoot them with shotguns. I got a gun in every room. I believe it. That person does not need to have firearms. Somebody needs to go over there and get those guns. Run around here threatening violence, lying, exhibiting their piss poor, horrible character, lying about what they do for a living. And then when they're clean, cold busted, they get mad and start saying they're being attacked as women. You all can fall for that shit if you want to. There's something seriously amiss if somebody has to come on and run a fantasy, a fake ass fantasy about their life. Why say anything? As we know, the vast majority of people don't even go into all of this information about their personal lives. These subjects, mainly females, the few remaining operational fuses that they have get blown if you don't believe the lies that they're trying to tell you about themselves. If you do not agree that they should be on this pedestal where they are making $10,000 a month and they're solid and their husband loves them and runs after them and they have everything they ever wanted in life, if you don't believe that, they go on the attack. Who's going to get mad at somebody because they won't believe what is very obviously and always was bald-faced lies about somebody's existence? So now it's been revealed. Now the shift is, let's focus on this person. Let's just put their name into it. Doesn't matter. You did what you all did. Lied, got busted. This fake and ass image just got blown to smithereens. And that's something that you all have to live with. It ain't a shit to do with me. You're not dragging me into your bullshit. Lies. Your lies are just what they are. You own and operated those lies. You deal with the consequences. Now, I have so much more I need to say, But in the meantime, you know the drill. Buyer, beware.